Madam Deputy Speaker. I'm just going to address my comments to the Agents of Change principle. As the Chair of the Music APPG, this has been long on our agenda, and I think that the Shadow Minister got the gist of it well, in the fact that this is about existing venues, long-standing venues, music venues and nightclubs in particular, having to effectively back legal challenges from residents of new build, primarily apartments, but any new build residential property. And we've got examples of cases such as the Alphabet and Moth Club of £50,000 or more having taken on the legal challenges of these new developments, challenging their ongoing operations. I had a case like this in my own constituency, which we had to fight within planning committee, where effectively an organisation called Music and Arts Production, who undertake work for those excluded from school to undertake, as I said, music and arts education in their building. Those young people otherwise would become neat and are kept in the education assisted by Music and Arts Production. Their service, one of their main sources of funding for their service, is a night called Cosmic Slot, which is a night on a Saturday night, which raises very significant funds. Their area is being heavily developed in terms of residential development at Mabgate in Leeds, and there was an issue where there was going to be no protection from a new block of flats and no mitigation for sound by the developer literally opposite their proposals. Leeds, in its local plan, had not mapped music venues or nightclubs at all, and had an issue where I received thousands of emails, literally thousands of emails from as far away as New York, about this planning application. We had to have very significant discussions with planning department and councillors to ensure that the necessary stipulations were made in the decision for noise reduction, and also the fact that the new residents could not effectively close down that club night, because then Music and Arts Production would have to close down, and all those young people would not be able to take part in that education and would, as I said, would become neat. So I've got sympathy for the minister or ministers dealing with this, in the fact that MPPF has, throughout the whole process, not on a statutory basis forced local authorities to do this. But I think if we looked at routes through secondary legislation, through the local planning process, to address this issue, because at the moment this bill and the MPPF does not adequately protect venues. And so what I'm looking for is for some reassurance from the Minister, who I know in her own constituency as well has many music venues and nightclubs, so it's obviously something that she cares deeply about, that we look at the Agents Change principle and ensures that both locally and nationally that the relevant protections are available, and we are not going to see further pressures put on nightclubs and music venues who are already suffering under, for instance, not so much the music venues, but nightclubs under the business rate increases, obviously all the other cost pressures that have happened recently, and the additional costs of having to fight developers will eventually push those venues out of existence. Thank you.
I call the Liberal Democrats.